Susanna was the anchor of our 2016 program, the first to commit, the first sought out, and arguably one of the more exciting in all of prop tech. She is here to present Flip.
I'm here to tell you about another generation of people. It probably won't come as a surprise to any of you that there is, in fact, an entire generation of people living in cities around the world that isn't living like any of the ones that came before it, right? So within this generation, and this is something that Zach Aaron says a lot because we're about the same age, I'm actually an elderly woman. I'm old. But this is actually how I've lived. So I spent the past 10 years after college at NYU, much to the shock and awe of my parents, traveling around the world, going from random city to random city, Cairo, Caracas, working from wherever I could, building an organization from a series of Wi-Fi hotspots, and struggling to convince anybody that I had a real job. Now, I came back to New York to go to business school, and when I did, I realized that I wasn't the only one. A lot of people are living the way I had been and still live. We care a lot less about ownership. We care a lot more about access. We're more mobile and more transient than anybody could have imagined. 1 in 6 of us has changed a job once within the last year. 70% of us is still unmarried before we turn 32. And a fast-growing 40% works independently, on the road, in a coffee shop, going after what we find to be the most meaningful, because it's purpose and it's new opportunity that moves us, not stability. Now, this new way of living has already upended entire industries, from travel to transportation to work to entertainment to fashion. What all these companies have in common is not just that they're extremely valuable and massive businesses, but it's that they allow for flexibility and certainty at the same time. They allow for commitment to everything and nothing at the same time. It's access over ownership. Now, as I see it, housing is arguably the industry that needs this the most. But the only new concepts that have emerged in housing in the past few years are great companies that I would love to use, but the fact is they're so OpEx and CapEx intensive, they're struggling to deliver a tiny fraction of the world's space flexibly as a service. They're real estate developments wearing the mask of a scalable technology company. So I'm Susanna. I'm the CEO of Flip, and we're delivering all of the world's space flexibly as a service. Flip is the marketplace for flexible and medium-term leases. We have no CapEx and no OpEx. We enable anybody to access space as they need it and never otherwise. They can go after opportunity as it arises. And we're doing that to the tune of a new listing every 20 minutes. We're doubling every 2 months. And the reason for that is because people are telling each other about Flip. Friends tell friends, roommates tell roommates, neighbors tell neighbors, and they Google us, and they come to our website, and they say, I want to flip my lease too. How do I do that? Well, you're probably wondering how our platform actually works. There's one core component that makes Flip work, and that's trust. Every month, thousands of people sign up, and when they do, they connect their credit scores, their bank accounts. They verify their income. They get their background checked. They get vetted once, and then they stay that way as their lives and their finances evolve. Once you're qualified on Flip, then you can flip in or out of a lease with 3 simple steps. 1, ask for or put down a deposit on a space. 2, get your move-out or move-in package, which includes a customized sublease agreement, a full renter application, and a letter requesting landlord approval. Then sign the docs, and you legally transfer space from one person to another. Once you're qualified, our technology keeps you that way. So so that subleasing in the future, getting into a space whenever you need it, is simple and easy. Now, I don't have to ask. I know that everybody in this room has had a friend who's wanted or needed to flip a lease at some point in the last few years. In New York alone, 30,000 people do this every month. Now, they're doing it in the shadows. It's a combination of Craigslist, maybe a Google search, maybe a little PayPal comes in there. And this is dangerous. It's dangerous for landlords, and it's dangerous for renters. So all we're doing is we're taking that behavior out of the shadows and bringing it into the light. And it's a massive market. A lot of people are doing this. If we just look at millennials around the world, if 5% of them sublease or sign a lease once within a year, that's a $30 billion market. Now, we asked millennials, how many of you had subleased in the last year? 10% said they had. That's a $60 billion total addressable market. So people love our product. And the reason they love it is because we built it for ourselves and we understood the problem better than anybody else could. This was with over 50 leases under our belt in less than 10 years. We knew how we wanted to live and we knew the product that we wanted to build for ourselves. We're proud alumni of Techstars New York and now MetaProp. And we have a great team of investors and advisors backing us because they see that this model could transform an industry. Because right now, we're focused on building a magical end-to-end residential subleasing experience. That's what we're squarely focused on. But imagine for a second what this would look like at scale when a layer of technology lets every leaseholder, every leasing agent, every landlord fill a space for variable amounts of time without risk or worry, because every renter is qualified and held accountable. It will change the economics of owning property so that no unit, no apartment, no house, no retail space, no office space ever sits on the market parked and unused. So for the first time, and I know it might sound crazy, a lease would be a liquid asset. That's what we're building at Flip. And if you want to hear more, I'd love to chat with you after the event.